Sorry about that. We had some copyrighted music. We're going to be starting up in a couple of minutes with Late Night Hump Comedy Show. We got a great show for you tonight. We've got Katie Finn, we've got Connor Dixon, and we have AJ Sherman tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We also have some special guests as well that you guys aren't going to know about yet until the special guests are on stage. But it should be an exciting night, so tune in for some Late Night Hump Comedy. We'll be starting in like 3 minutes. I just want to give you guys time to get on here. Let's do it. Woo! What's up, guys? Late Night Hump Comedy is starting up in about 2 minutes. Stay put. I'm going to take a swig of water while you guys tune in. But we'll be going right here. Tell your friends, DM them this feed right now if you're watching. Tune in because we got some great comics. We got Connor Dixon. We got AJ Sherman. We got Katie Finn. And we got special guests. Oh my god, it sounds so crazy. You're gonna have to just see it here. Smoke some pot. We're gonna be back in a minute. AJ, would it be easier for you to go first because you're musical? Sure. Yeah, and then you don't have to worry about setting shit up. You just sit in that chair, give it an acapella. Sure. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Late Night Hump with your host, Jordan Freed. Whoa, what's up, guys? This is crazy. That was totally not me giving the intro for myself, but shit gets weird here. We all have voices in our head that propel us to talk here. This is Late Night Hump. I'm your host, Jordan Freed, spelled like fried. So I am qualified to be your host tonight because I am in fact fried. Some people like to say, oh, but you said it's pronounced freed. Give me some free weed. Well, we'll see. We'll see down the road. Come smoke with me here in the audience, and then you can get some free weed maybe. Some freed weed. Yeah, that'll be good. I'm really happy to see you guys today. I got hit by a car last week, so this is good to be back here. Well, my car got hit by a car, and I was in the car. My car got hit by a car that got hit by a car. So as you can tell, there's a lot of liability issues. You know, it's just not my fault whatsoever. Like, the police report even says it's just not my fault whatsoever, but nobody wants to talk to me. The insurance people don't want to talk to me. The car dealership guy doesn't want to talk to me. Nobody wants to talk to the guy whose fault it isn't, you know? They're just trying to get money from the other people. They're like, fuck this guy. This guy's trying to get some money right now. I was told that I fucked up because I didn't have issues. By multiple people. They were like, why did you act like nothing happened? Like, you were fine? You should have definitely said that you were fucked up. Like, are you serious? You just missed out on the biggest settlement of your life right here. I'm like, nah, like, I get it. I'm just not a liar, you know? I pulled my car off to the side of the road after I was hit, and like I was waiting to see if I could drive my car or not, because like who knows what the fuck was going on underneath, you know? A football player gets hit every day for 12 years and then they end up shooting up a mall or some shit, you know? Like my car got hit by something, you know? It's shaken up a little bit. So I pulled it off to the side and I waited, and then eventually the cop came up to me and he was like, yeah, you think you could drive this baby off? And I'm like, I guess so. I don't know. Like, you probably see this shit all the time. Like, I don't see car accidents all the time. You're the professional, man. But whatever. He was like, yeah, it looks fine. You could probably drive it off. So I tried to start my car and it wouldn't start. And he had already like walked away, so he thought I was fine. And I was like, excuse me, like I need to jump or something, like please help me. And he came back over, and like I'm wearing a fish shirt, so he knows I'm defund the police, you know? Like it's very obvious. He's like, yeah, you're good to go. Like you're fine, get out of here. Like scam. Like, oh, you're going to the Weedman joint. Like, keep going. Like, and I wasn't high, but it's like I wished I was. It was just so anxiety causing getting hit by a car, you know? But he comes back over and like the tow truck guy, Bill, he offers to give me a jump, and the cop's just like, well, you know, maybe your car just was on its way out anyway. And I was like, what? What are you suggesting? I just got hit by a car. He's just like, oh yeah, but your car, how old is this? '09 Sienna? Oh yeah. That's probably shitting out right now. I'm like, what? Like, I got hit by a car. It's a cause and effect. So I just started my car up and drove it away. Then found out my bumper fell down an inch in both sides. And I was like, damn, should have just left the car there to hang out with the police. You know? Because if there's anybody who loves police, it's like cars. You know, they're hanging out all the time. Are you guys ready for your first comic of the evening? Yeah. He's super funny. He thought that musical comics got a bad rap. I saw him post this somewhere. I also do musical comedy sometimes with like improvisers. I don't know. I think if you do it well, which he does it pretty well, I think everybody loves some good musical comedy. Give it up for a New Jersey favorite, AJ Sherman, everybody. I don't know how you want to do it. Sorry, things disappear here. It's the joint.
Hi guys, I'm AJ. I'm from Jersey City. I just moved out to Raritan, New Jersey. It's a little bit different, a little bit of change of pace, which is good. But you know, this is awesome. This is so cool for people. I mean, I came here a couple of months ago to try the Weedman, and I was thoroughly happy and impressed, but this was a total problem I had in Jersey City all the time. And I think if you're from the East Coast and you remember a time before, very recently, all I need is someone who sells good weed. I'm not worried about amounts, as long as you got me when it counts. And there are times I need some bud, and I feel like total crud. And I don't wanna feel like you're doing me a favor. So if you can understand, let's move on with our clandestine plans. We'll keep it cool, keep it profesh. There'll be no smoking sesh. If you've got brownies and oils and wax and gummies, I'll take a cartridge and an eighth of sativa, please. Cause all I need is just some weed in Jersey City. I don't wanna go to Manhattan or take the fucking subway. So if you can hear my call and get your weed from a professional. I know Murphy finally legalized. I was skeptical at best. But if I had any actual money, my friends, you know that I'd fucking invest. All right. Keep it good. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Grab my glasses, I'm out the door, I'm about to hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack. Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking pedicure on our toes, trying on all our clothes, boys blowing up our phones. Playing our favorite CDs, rolling up to the parties, trying to get a little bit tipsy. Don't stop, make it pop, DJ blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick tock on the clock and the party don't stop like whoa, I can go low, lower than you know I can go low, lower than you know I can go low, I can go low. She can go lower than I ever really thought she could. Face down, ass up, top of the booty jiggling out your jeans. Baby, pull your pants up. I like it when I see you do it better than I ever seen it done before. Lot of women drop it to the ground, but how low can you go? Lower than your mama's ever seen it in a lifetime. Never could have imagined it, not even in a right mind. Tracks in front of that mirror, now you doing it on the dance floor. Man, cause I can't get with your chick, just show me how to dance. I may not wanna get low, so post it up kinda like a player do. If you come to the crib, then I might show you all a thing or two. You think you a superstar with an ass like that, you gotta blow before you make it big. There's just one thing that I gotta know. How low can you go? 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 How low I can go low. Lower than you know I can go low. Lower than you know I can go low. I can go low. Okay. Alright. That was a cover, obviously. I didn't write those songs. Okay. Hi, everybody out there in cyberspace. Can anybody tell me what sound a dog makes? Alright, cool. 1/3 of the way through the joke. Can anybody tell me what sound a cow makes? Okay, great. We're almost there. What sound does a dinosaur make? Good. You guys are not time travelers, okay? Most people roar, right? But those monsters, Jurassic Park, they're not real, okay? They have frog DNA. Don't worry about it. Stegosaurus, Tyrannosaurus Rex, Brontosaurus with them damn long necks, Archaeopteryx, Velociraptor, and Iguanodon, but none of it really matters if they're gone. And we had woolly mammoths and epic huge sloths. We killed them and we ate them, turned their fur into cloth. Saber-toothed tiger, man, was he all the rage? Then they all died out in the Ice Age. And we had condors and coral and manatees and ants, seals and sea lions and rhinos up in France. Lions, tigers, bears, oh my, we fucked old Mother Earth, and we're probably gonna get what we deserve. Which could be, but not limited to, acid rain and fires and earthquakes without stop. Darkness, hate, and liars and fucking riot cops. Who knew the apocalypse would be so goddamn late? Now we all watch the world burn to shit. Thank you. Okay. Anybody ever work in food service?
Yeah.
Cool. Anybody work in fast food? Okay, so I kinda did, I know. Anyway, the place I worked at, my boss, He was like this big, bald, red, angry Italian guy. He was cheap. He had a weird accent. He could have been Mr. Krabs, really, to be totally honest. I don't know. But he was so super cheap, and he would never... we didn't have packets of ketchup. All right? Packets of ketchup, 50% of ketchup packets get thrown away. They don't get used. So instead, we had like the plastic squeeze bottles that you see on like TV and movies and stuff whenever they're having fight with ketchups. Ultimately, that's not the important part. The important part was those ketchup bottles had to be filled, right? So you have to get the big number 10 can. You fall back a little bit. It's so heavy. You put it down on the table. You put it in the industrial can opener. You crank that sucker around. And when you open it up, it's just this horrible, terrible, yucky, red number 5, high fructose corn syrup smell. This is not Heinz ketchup. This is like fancy brand ketchup, you know? And then when you're pouring it into the thing, you would get splotches everywhere, so it looks like you just get shot up the whole time. And what was really bad is it would get around your belly, and then we'd like go out to a party afterward, and I just have like all these red stains. Look like I got bayoneted in 1812 or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, I hate ketchup. I do not like ketchup. I think that is pretty messed up. And the people who say ketchup, I do not like ketchup. I do not like pickles, especially on the side of a plate. What makes them so great? Half a green dick up on your plate. Probably slimy. I do not like chocolate. No, I'm kidding, I like chocolate. And I can't believe you bought it. Most people enjoy chocolate, except if you're allergic. Certain foods make you sick, or if you bruise quick, or you're generally a prick. Mostly you just take ketchup. Okay, so while I worked at this place, my name is AJ, right? But nobody ever called me AJ. Like, not one single person there. They always called me Carlos. And I could never ever figure it out why. Mi nombre es EJ, no EJ. EJ, no EJ. My name is AJ, not asshole. My name is AJ, not asshole. Sí, muy guapo, muy guapo. Caliente al caldo. Yes, very handsome, so handsome. Some would say hot, that bald Jew. Mi nombre es EJ. Okay, let's keep rolling along. I wrote this song when I was on vacation, and it was like, just like, you know when you go into a hotel room and you walk out in the hallway, you see the cleaning lady, you're like, okay, and you're like aware of them, right? Like when you get into the hotel room, you don't know them, right? It's late, you haven't seen them, but they're there in the day. They're there when you wake up. They're gonna remind you, and I just like felt bad all the time. I feel bad for the maid who's probably underpaid. I feel bad for the virgin who can't get laid. I feel bad for the Uber driver with a flat tire who recently lost his whole family in a fire. I feel bad for the waiter when he didn't get a tip. I feel bad for a stripper when I'm staring at her tits. I feel bad for a homeless person begging for their dog. I feel bad for a shitty singer and his bitter songs. Oh, empathy, it's killing me. Empathy, you'll be the death of me. I feel bad for anyone hooked on drugs. I feel bad for the people who love to give hugs. I feel bad for a bartender 4 rows deep whose clients don't have cash and are motherfucking cheap. I feel bad for a convertible caught in the rain or a really nice car driving slow in the fast lane. I feel bad for the old people, they're all gonna die. I feel bad for everyone, I think I know why. Yo, empathy, it's killing me. pathetic brand. And no, statistically you can't all be sociopaths. Just hold on, I can do the math. Oh shit, it's definitely somebody outside. Somebody outside right now, totally a sociopath. They'll be okay though. Alright, anybody big into conspiracy theories? Me neither, right? They kind of freak me out. You know, this is definitely broken, right? Alright, we'll see if it's alive. The aliens came down, they told me what to say, yeah. They're building underground cities and they run the CIA. The aliens came down, there's Freemasons in my basement. The New World Order's got a brand new replacement, a secret Illuminatus. I stand before you free. The Skull and Bones just called me and they're shipping me off to sea. Got my jumpsuit on Amazon, gonna dive in with cement sneakers on. And when I hit the bottom, the hollow earth will be revealed. Got crime rings in pizza shops, Walt Disney's an ice pop, bubblers are at Roswell and Area 51. I saw Jimmy Hoffa have brunch with JFK next to Princess Diana with Elvis in LA. Okay. Let's think of something fun to do. So this is my guitar. There are many like it. This one is mine. I'm trying out a new piece of equipment tonight. It fell off. It has a magnet. Doesn't work. That's okay. But let's talk about like the parts of the guitar. The guitar has all different cool names and shit, right? So this part is called the neck, right? Obviously it looks like a neck, right? No big deal. You get the metaphor. We're good to go. This part is the headstock. I don't know why we're getting finances included in this, but it can just be the head. Who cares? Then you have the tuning pegs, right? They hold the strings. They always look like fuck teeth to me, like, oh, okay. But then, like, as we go along, these are the strings, this is the body of the guitar, but this is just called sound hole, yeah. Right? Like, it doesn't have, like, a cool name like Acustarino or something. It's just sound hole, right? So then I'm thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, let's extend the metaphor, right? So if this is the neck and this is the head, does that make the strings and this part, like, is this my guitar's asshole? Is this my guitar's vagina? Are these the strings that I comb from my asshole to go up to my hair? I really miss my hair, you guys, you know, every day. Thank God that you have it. It goes away. Let's talk about that. And I'll get the hell out of here. Can you hear that, anybody? It's unfortunate, some would even say cruel, minor inconvenience, perhaps a joke on a fool. I am a bald man, I went bald at 23, and I just don't know why this had to happen to me. Maybe when I laid in bed at night and I cursed my shitty Jufro, or the time I got my hair chemically straightened in 9th grade, and that's a true story. I shave my own hair now, because if I didn't, I'd look like Krusty the Clown. Maybe when I wore a baseball cap for 3 consecutive seasons, I had all different colors for problematic personal reasons, and I've attended several life coaching presentations to learn to accept the fact that if I want to wear a hat, it's not necessarily misrepresentation. All right, let's keep it rolling. Anybody ever get nostalgia bad for anything?
Yeah.
What do you get nostalgia for, Katie? Sure, a time period in your life. What about you? You get nostalgic for things?
Northern Lights.
The Northern Lights?
That strain of weed, I can never find that.
Oh, the strain of weed. Sure, okay. All right, that's nice. What do you get nostalgic for?
Like early 2000s pop music.
You're gonna like this one then. If you've got nostalgia, don't wanna go back without ya. We can watch 80s movies, Michael J. Fox and Keanu Reeves. If you miss must-see TV, back when shows would air weekly, stay together or break up. Can't binge watch or just catch up with the use of a DVR or miss cool blood and violence on the screen. CGI is way too clean. I miss miniature explosions all filmed in stop motion. I want claymation faces and bizarre alien races, and I want it back. I want it all back. Now Saturday morning cartoons, limited edition sugar cereal, water balloon, that cheap superhero costume material. And if you've still got nostalgia, I didn't get that thing about ya. I hope you listen closely, folks, while I try bad rapid fire jokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Super Soakers, Nerf guns, and Crossfire Furbies. The car that you raced in the Pinewood Derby. Polly Pocket, LA Gear, and My Little Pony. Back when Queen the Rock Johnson was just a jabroni. Transformers, Ninja Turtles, Pee Wee Herman, Care Bears. I'll bet that one of you had the fucking underwear. Out of vogue, out of fashion, nostalgia can make it cool. When used most effectively, it's a powerful marketing tool. Star Wars. All right. I think this is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Let's end it here. I'm AJ. Thank you very much. Find me AJ Don't on places. Be
Give
well.
it up for AJ Sherman, everybody! AJ Don't on everything, he claims. I went to get a haircut the other day, and the lady said that I had nice hair, so I just walked out. One time I was at a party, and some dude came up to me, and he was just like, "Yo, man, you look like a Neanderthal." And I was like, "Yeah, like, I get it, like, the long hair, the beard." And he was like, "No, you have a prehistoric jawline." I was like, "Yeah, exactly, what the fuck?" I was like, yeah, what, is that a compliment? And he's like, "Yeah, no, your jaw is just really underdeveloped." Like, I didn't know that they made jaws like that anymore. He's like, "Thanks." And he's like, "No, it's not a compliment. You should have died off." What the fuck? Man. I like having long hair, though. Like, I was putting my hair in a ponytail one time, and some lady was just like, "Oh my god, you're gonna be such a good father one day when you can put your daughter's hair in a ponytail." And I just looked her dead in the face, and I was like, "No, I'm gonna be a good father one day because I don't force my kids into gender norms." Are you guys ready for your next comic? She's hilarious. She is also a Jersey favorite. Give it up for Katie Finn!
Thank you, everybody. Hi. Taking my mask off here. It's so great to be out of my house and on stage and with people other than my husband. And I'll tell you, I love this weather. It is the perfect temperature to leave my kid in the car. Yeah. Yeah. And I know, like, we're at a weed bar right now, and I know I look a little out of place. Like, you guys are all probably thinking, like, what is this bitch doing up here? Did she get lost on her way to Target? Like, go home. Be with your family. So I get it. I get it. But it's me. I'm here, Katie Finn, and I'm very, very glad, just so glad to be out of my house, really. And that's my time. I just want to say, no, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. I've been married, coming up on 15 years of marriage in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much. Thank you. And after all this time, my husband still amazes me. It's so great. He still amazes me with just the stupid shit that can come out of his mouth. Just, it's mind-boggling. Some days we were driving back from the beach and we stopped to get gas, and I grabbed a couple Powerball tickets. You know, why not? And my husband says to me, he goes, "What'd you buy those for?" I don't, you know, why? Hopes and dreams? I don't know. Why does anyone buy lottery tickets? And he says to me, he goes, "You know, Kate, if you win, you have to go back to the state where you bought the tickets to collect the money. We're in Delaware." I said, "Yes, but it's $220 million. Like, do you not see us coming back to Delaware to collect $220 million? Because we're in Delaware now without $220 million. So I'd like to think that with that kind of money on the table, we would make it back to Delaware." Is it a scheduling issue for you? Is that what it is? Could be busy the day you have to collect tens of millions of dollars that will change the lives of your children and generations of this family to come. Me on that day, I'm just going to clear the calendar, you know? I'm going to free myself up. I'm not going to go to spin that morning. I'm just going to be available. But if you feel like that's a day you'll be busy, it's fine. Much like I pick up the dry cleaning, the groceries, our daughter from daycare, I will also go and pick up our $220 million, and I'll see you at home. It's no big deal. It's fine. I mean, oh my God. And the good news is, guys, we didn't win. So nobody had to be inconvenienced going back to Delaware. So it ended up working out. It was all good. All good. Oh my God, man. Yeah. So that's my husband. That's my marriage. My husband, Martin. Yeah, he still watches Survivor, huh? That I know. Yeah, Survivor, the AOL account of TV shows, is really what Survivor is. And I don't know. I don't get this show. I don't get what's appealing about it. I don't understand. My husband says he likes the gamemanship of it. He goes, "You know, Kate, I don't think you really appreciate the strategy that goes into it." I said, "Martin, what in the actual hell are you talking about?" It's a group of people that have to work together. They gossip, they backstab, and it's just for the ultimate goal of money. It's corporate America. Like, why is this a show? Just go to your job and survive. That's all. I don't understand. I just don't get it. And my husband, he works for CBS, and when he got the job offer for the job, you know, it's always a big deal to get a job offer, you know, and he's thinking about it and looking at the benefits and the money and all that stuff. And he says, "You know, I think it looks good. I think I'm going to take it. But, you know, there's just this one thing. You know, CBS employees can't go on Survivor." Yeah, that's what he says to me. And I'm not going to fill you all in on, like, how the rest of that conversation went. The net of it is my husband has been with CBS now for 5 years. So we can all guess how that conversation went. But, like, do you see what I'm dealing with here? Like, who turns down a job? Like, can you imagine that phone call back to HR? "I'm turning the offer down. It's not the money, it's not the job title. I just can't give up the opportunity to go on Survivor. So I'm going to, like, what goes through this man's head? I don't know. I do not know. Yeah, and I'll tell you, it's kind of funny for someone like me to be in a weed bar, because I'm sober. I haven't had any sort of drugs, alcohol, nothing for 13 years. And thank you, I appreciate a little applause. So very kind, so very, very kind. And I really wasn't into weed. I was a big drinker. Like, my drink of choice was just anything with alcohol is really what I used to like to drink. Just anything with booze was all good with me. Yeah, I never did any other drugs, and not because, honestly, just for the sole reason that I'm a lazy addict. Like, other drugs seem like a lot of work to me. They really just did. Like cocaine. you have to be a sous chef to do cocaine. All the chopping and the this and that. It's like, oh my God, and making the lines. I'm not that organized. I'm just not. I'm not that organized. The first time I saw people doing cocaine, I was in college. A bunch of kids around a table, chopping, and they're like, hey, you want some? I'm like, no, it's Saturday. Like, why are you working? I don't want, no, I'm going to go get a beer. I don't know what this is. Like, they were sweating. Like, no, like, I don't want this. We're done. And like, and heroin. You need equipment to do heroin. You ever seen someone do heroin? There's a whole accoutrement. They got the spoon and the thing on the arm and the needle and the lighter, and everything has to go in this little case, like a little carry bag. I don't even carry a purse. If you know, if anyone that knows me, I don't carry a purse. Everything, my keys, everything's in my pockets. I can't do heroin. I'm gonna have like a little like drug clutch now. I'm gonna walk around with my heroin bag. I can't do that. So it's not for me. Never did crystal meth because my dad's a doctor, so I'm above it. Is really what that comes down to. And then then we get to weed, and I just was into the booze. I really did like. You could put Jack Daniels in a bowl of Cocoa Puffs, and I would just eat it up. That's how much I loved it. But the weed, I'm into the weed. I voted yes when it came up in New Jersey. I said yes. Let the people have their fun. I don't have to have fun, but let the people have their fun. So just, I guess, real quick, everyone, you're welcome. Is what I'm saying. So you're welcome. We're here tonight because of my vote. So it's no problem. My duty as a citizen, you are welcome, sir. Enjoy yourself. God bless. All good. Yeah, but never did. Yeah, never smoked the weed. But yeah, no, do love me some booze. It's interesting. I'm one of 7 kids. Yeah, one of 7 kids. If you do the math on that, my mom was pregnant for a little over 5 years, and World War I was shorter. Fun fact. True story. And it's interesting, because like of my siblings, we're all very, very different. And I have my one sister, my sister Christine. We're just polar opposites when it comes to alcohol. Like, I've made it abundantly clear how much I love liquor. And my sister thinks she likes to have a cocktail, but she doesn't. Like, if you're my sister, this is my sister ordering an espresso martini. She goes, yes, hi. I'd like an espresso martini. Can you just make it with decaf? And don't put in any of the vodka, Sambuca, or Kahlua. Thank you so much. It's like, you order a decaf espresso, you realize that's what you just, like, that's what she does. Like, that's what she does. But she thinks she's ordering an espresso she thinks she's ordering an espresso martini. And, like, my sister, she will just have the tiniest amount of alcohol and just be plastered. Like, she cannot handle her liquor. Like, she'll have a tiny little glass of white wine and just dunzo. And it's so fascinating because white wine is water to me. I truly, this is not a joke. I used to put white wine in a water bottle and go to the gym. Like, that is just the level of disrespect I have for white wine as an alcohol. But my sister, like, her little glass. And the thing is, she's an adorable drunk. This is her drunk. She holds her glass of white wine like this, and she just does this. Quietly tiny dancing, just like this, and it's adorable. I had no shot at being an adorable drunk. I would have had to drink at age 3 to be an adorable drunk. Otherwise, it was not going to happen for me at all. Unless you think people in blackouts are adorable, in which case you would have loved it. But like my sister, so she stands there doing her little dance, and it's like, it's just so counter to how I was when I was drunk. Like me, drunk dancing, you just better watch the hell out. There was a lot of like this, like drunk dancing. But my sister stands there, and she yells things out that are good suggestions. Imagine good suggestions from a drunk person. She'll yell things like, "We should get ice cream," and you're like, "Yeah, let's get some ice cream." Yeah, that sounds good. My drunk suggestions in between kicks was like, "We should tell Amy her husband's a dick and he's probably going to cheat on her." So, no. So yeah, that's my drunk sister. Yeah. I just remembered. I actually remembered something else I want to talk about: drugs and alcohol. I voted for the legalization of the marijuana. I have an aunt. It's pretty funny. She gets really fired up about the legalization of drugs. She's very, very against it. Like, she's one of those. She's like, "This is terrible. It's the desecration of society. Marijuana is the gateway drug." If you think marijuana is a gateway drug, you don't know people that do drugs. You don't. Like, right, all right? Like, I know people that were hardcore drug addicts. I'm talking about women that used to sell their bodies for drugs, okay? None of their stories start out with, yeah, I was just smoking some weed on my parents' couch, and then I don't know what happened. A month later, I was given a hand job for some blow. Like, that's not how those stories go, okay? The gateway to hard drugs is poor parenting, poor social services, our inability to manage any sort of mental health care in this country. That would really be the gateway to drugs. So just really stop blaming it on a fucking plant is what I'm saying. So, like I said, guys. Yeah, right, man? That's right. Again, sir, you're welcome. That's, that's my feeling on it. Yeah, that's my feeling on it. I have my daughter Bridget, she's 4. I mentioned her, she's the one waiting out in the car. Yeah, it's really, it's funny being the parent of a 4-year-old. My daughter, she's really smart. Like, we just moved, and we moved to Manhattan. We live in Manhattan. We live in Jersey City now, and the people next door to us are from India. Wonderful. They don't speak a lot of English. They seem nice, but I really don't talk to them much because they really don't speak much English. My daughter tries to talk to them because she's very social. She wants to get to know people. You know, she's a 4-year-old. She wants to know your favorite color. She wants to know if you like Anna or Elsa better. She really wants to get in there and get to know you. These are the things she wants to know. But the people smile and wave when she talks to them, but, you know, they don't say anything because they're not speaking English. So my daughter got angry the other day, and she said, those people are mean. I said, Bridget, they're not mean. She doesn't understand you. Like, they don't speak English. They're not from this country. Well, I don't know how my daughter took this in and processed it. Maybe she thought, you know, to avoid any future frustration, I should get people's language skills out of the way. I'm walking her to school. The next day, guy coming down the block with his dog. Here's my kid. Hi. Do you speak English? Are you from this country? So, yeah. What do you? Yeah, that happened. What do you do? What do you do? Oh, but it's just still good to be out, I gotta say. Did everyone get their vaccine? I hope so. I don't want to talk politics. Thank you. Oh, so good. Got my vaccine. It feels so good. I feel like people, like, I didn't have any problem with my second shot. Like, I actually didn't have anything happen. And I feel like some people are actually having issues, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there are some people that are just blaming the shot because they can. Like, this girl I work with, she got her second shot, and then she was complaining. She's like, I'm so tired. And I'm like, yeah, but you just got back from a bachelorette party in Miami. Like, that's not the second shot. Like, what's, like, coming next? Like, oh my God, like, my second shot charged drinks to my credit card. It's like, no, it's not what happened. That's not what the second shot did. So yeah, but second shot. Because I got to tell you, my marriage, we did not have another lockdown in it. You know what I'm saying, guys? We just didn't. Like, I agreed to love and honor my husband when I married him. I did not agree just to stay inside with him for weeks listening to all the dumb shit coming out of his mouth. That's not at all what I signed up for. Like, there was one day my daughter, she was playing with this toy on the ground, and she was, like, going back and forth, like, just like, vroom, vroom, like a vacuum. And my husband said, he goes, Bridget, are you vacuuming like Mommy and Daddy? I said, well, if she is, you're not the father, so we should talk. Like, does Bridget say, like, you don't even know where the vacuum is. Like, Bridget, do you vacuum like Mommy and Daddy? Like, oh my God. It's like, so. And we couldn't agree on anything. We just got to that point where we were just over it, couldn't agree on anything. There was one night, I just said to him, like, can we just watch a movie? Just relax. Just a mindless movie. And I said, what about Toy Story? Fun, cartoon, you know? And my husband says to me, he says, well, Kate, yeah, but if we're going to watch a movie we've already seen again, you know, I kind of want to watch 12 Years a Slave. What? Who rewatches that movie, number one? Number two, like, how do you, like, in what planet, like, I say Toy Story, like, cartoon about toys that come to life, you go just worst atrocity, like, on this nation's history. Like, that's where where do you even go from there? So I was like, you know what, forget it. Like, I couldn't even argue. I was like, let's just watch a Survivor. Like, that's how defeated I was. That's what I said to him. I was like, let's just watch Survivor. I can't deal with you. So that's what we did. We watched Survivor, guys. That's what we did. Yeah. Did you guys watch a lot of TV over the lockdown? Little Tiger King, yeah, it's good stuff. I actually, I was quite busy over the lockdown. I raised $40,000 to feed frontline healthcare workers. True story. My sister's a nurse, and I felt like, thank you very much. I felt like I wanted to do something to help, and sort of all, like, you know, took off. So I raised this money, and I was posting about it on Facebook, and I want to be clear, not for the attention or any likes or bullshit like that. I was posting it on Facebook because that was helping to drive the donations. And there was one day I fed the whole 4th floor at Cornell Hospital in New York. The whole 4th floor, like over 500 people. Whole 4th floor ICU, doctors, nurses, they're treating, COVID patients. So I posted on Facebook with this photo. I'm like, this is what your donations did today. This is so great. And, people are commenting. But because it's Facebook, and just Facebook is basically like a digital porta potty, always has to be like just one asshole that's just going to post something negative. Like there just has to be, and I don't know why. So this woman, she comments and she goes, what about the people on the other floors of the hospital? I'm sure they'd want food too. So I wrote back to her. I was like, hey Karen, just out of curiosity, like how many frontline healthcare workers did you feed today? And she wrote back, she was like, excuse me, my name's not Karen. And I wrote back to her, and I was like, you're right, I'm very sorry. How many frontline workers did you feed today, you stupid fucking cunt? Yeah. She never got back to me, so I'm not sure. She never answered, guys, so I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with that. I think it's just so fun to be out. I kind of just want to stand here. Is that okay? No, I'm kidding. I just want to stand here. I'm supposed to drive. Connor, we're not going home after this. We're going out. I'm so bored. We're going to go. He doesn't know, but we're going to a bar. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to a bar. I'm sober. No, but before I go home, here's the thing. My husband's home alone right now, and just so many bad things can happen when he's home alone, and nothing untoward in terms of cheating or anything. But it's my husband's eating habits. They could be a little better. He basically has the diet of like an 18-year-old boy. He's out of control, and I don't want to monitor him because I'm not the police, and that's not how I don't want to be the police in my marriage. But with technology now, like for example, I'm sitting waiting to go up, and I get an alert that the Taco Bell is on its way. So he shouldn't be eating Taco Bell. No one should be eating Taco Bell. I mean, it's not good for you. So he's got Taco Bell on his way. So I text him, and I'm like, hey, I'll talk to him later when I get home, but I'm like, hey, I wanted to know, I'm like, hey, enjoy your Taco Bell. He's like, how did you know I was getting Taco Bell? Like, I can't help you. Then don't order on a digital app that we're both connected to. Like, I get alerts for everything. I get alerts. Connor, right now on our car ride home, I'm calling it. We'll post on Facebook later to say, I'm going to get an alert that his Cold Stone Creamery is on the way in about an hour and a half. That's going to happen. So just mark it down. What time is it? An hour from now that's going to be happening. So, but the best one was, the best one was, we were living in New York City. I get home one night for a show. I walk in the door, and there is an empty Papa John's pizza box sitting on the table. And not the personal size. I'm talking like a large pizza. It's empty sitting on the table. And it's just like, I'm not in the mood to argue. I'm over it. I'm done. So I saw the pizza box. I let it go. Well, later on, Dumb McGee brings it up. He goes, I want you to know I saw you make a face about the pizza box. I said, what's wrong with you? I didn't say anything. I let it go. I might have made a face. I didn't say anything, but you want to jump in the ring on this? Okay, fine. Let's do it, buddy. Like, what the hell? What are you doing eating a large pizza? Like, what the hell? And he goes, I want you to know. I brought it up because I want you to know I didn't eat a whole pizza by myself. I said, oh, really? Who ate it then? I wasn't home. The fridge is empty. The box is empty. Would your girlfriend come over and share it with you? And he says to me, no, it was a thin crust pizza. That's like eating half a pizza. So, and I mean, I'll just say this. It's like, I drank the first 2 years of my marriage. So people, and I've been married for 13 years. 15 years been married, sober for 13. So I drank the first 2 years of my marriage. So people oftentimes will say to my husband, you got to give Martin credit. He stuck with you. You didn't, he stuck with you through the drinking. It's like, yeah, okay, but like, can I have some credit too, please? I'm dealing with a man that thinks winning the lottery is inconvenient, that was going to give up a job offer because, he couldn't go on Survivor. Like, I don't know. I just would like a little credit myself. And Connor, I know he's going to order the Cold Stone. I'm calling it right now. I'm going to be so pissy on the car ride home. I'm just warning you now. Thank you all. You've all been fun. Thank you so much.
Katie Finn, everybody! That was awesome. We're going to keep this show rolling with a special guest. Yeah! Whoa! I've seen this guy a lot before COVID times. Give it up for not the Goldberg, but Jay Silverburg.
All right. Let's hear it for Jordan, everybody. It's so great to be here in Trenton. Well, it's pretty good to be here in Trenton. Now, Trenton has a storied history. You know, there was a famous Revolutionary battle, the Battle of Trenton, right? And this is still the land of the free, only nowadays it's the land of the free, but they're on parole. I recently moved to Central Jersey, to an over 55 community. I needed more stigma in my life. I live, right in Monroe, and it's, I'm like the young guy. I'm not even 60, right? You'll say that someday. I know that sounds weird. It's like, what are you not? Yeah, it's like being like the new guy in high school, but I'm not afraid of the older guys beating me up. And I can hear them coming. Those, they don't lubricate their walker wheels, And it's a strange society. And I've heard murmurs about crazy sex stuff, right? At these old people places. Crazy, like old people having sex, right? Right? Ew, gross, right? Like, I can tell you, when you get older, you answer the big questions of life. Like, are old people attracted to each other? And the answer is, fuck no. We're even more disgusting to each other than we are to you, right? Absolutely repugnant. Like, can you imagine being a fly on the wall for one of these old people orgies, right? Like, how does this work? I have gone to the clubhouse. It opened up. They're giving fitness classes. They all start with the word chair. There's chair yoga, chair Pilates. I mean, are they having chair orgies? I'm going to be very careful where I sit at this fucking clubhouse, right? And like, a fly on the wall during the old people orgy, like, you can figure out the demographics if I live there, right? It's going to be like, do they bring like a nurse's aide? Like, how does this work, these chair people? Nova, do me a favor, darling. Do me a favor, put Irving on the top. Hey, Karen, get in here. It smells like corned beef. You love corned beef, right? A fly, disgusting, horrible. And, I don't know if it's true, but I am starting now that the lockdown is ending to meet some of my neighbors. And I said to one of them, I was like, I hear they have crazy sex stuff going on here. Is it true? He's like, well, it depends. I've developed my own hobbies during the lockdown. I have all kinds of hobbies, like urinating. I've gotten really into food, and I've become 100% plant-based, whole food, vegetarian, right? So if any of you don't know anyone like that and you want to annoy a server, I'll come out to eat with you. And it's great. Being vegan is like a Jewish superpower. I can make people feel guilty just by eating with them. If my grandmother knew about this, she would be so jealous. My other hobby, since the lockdown is ending, I go to doctors. I go to doctors all the time. And they find shit. I am having a major cancer scare right now, right? They don't know if I have cancer or not. I'm waiting on a biopsy. And it's kind of but the good news is that if I need chemo, I got nothing to lose but my eyebrows. And I really want the answer, being in the middle, not knowing the biopsy. Every time I eat one of these fucking vegan meals, instead of 4 Entenmann's pies, I'm like, I need the answer to this goddamn biopsy. I am tired of these fucking plants on my plate. It is enough. Let me see how I'm doing on time. I promised to keep it tight, and I looked up what that meant. And I also, before the lockdown, I had a major heart surgery, crazy heart surgery. And I got to experience one of the joys that now everyone knows, having an excuse not to fucking do anything. Right? That was right? This pandemic was such a blessing. right? And as soon as I was recovering from the heart surgery, a friend of mine who's maybe you guys might Christy Monroe, the stripper comedian, so she fixes me up, right? No one fixes me up. She doesn't know me well, right? So she fixes me up with a woman, and I'm like, great, this is like, what is like some 30-year-old stripper? Who's she gonna fix me up with? Some like young like stripper, low self-esteem, daddy issues? That's my type. It turned out to be a 70-year-old headliner, so I had to be nice to her, right? Headliner, and I'm like, all right, maybe this is okay because, like no one really wants to date comedians. They're fucking crazy, but at least. If they're talking too much, you give them the light, and they shut up. But no, so I had to get out of this. So I call her. I'm like, look, I'm really sorry. I can't go out, because heart disease. So she says to me, "What, are you afraid you're going to die during sex?" I'm like, I hope so. It's better than dying in a hospice with someone waiting for the room. But then I thought about it, and people only worry about men dying during sex. They never worry about women dying during sex. And I think the reason is because if most women, if they die during sex, nobody would notice. Anyway, Jordan, thank you so much for squeezing me into your show. This has been a lot of fun.
Give it up for Jay Silverburg, everybody! We're gonna keep this show rolling with your final comic of the evening. He's very funny. He's a Jersey City comic, so he's funny because they're all funny in Jersey City, it seems. Give it up for Connor Dixon. All right. It's great. You were talking about the old folks' home, plant-based diet, is it like an illegal loft in Brooklyn that you're moving into? The way you described it was nuts. That's awesome. It's fun to be here. I quit smoking weed for a while, but I'm back. I'm back on pot, which it's the only drug where people clap when you relapse, I've found. It's the only one. I quit smoking for a while because I didn't like it that much, but my aunt is medicinally prescribed marijuana now. She contracted an autoimmune disease by abusing hard drugs throughout the 70s while following the Grateful Dead. And now she smokes weed for free. What kind of deadhead loophole is that? Some sort of Dr. Garcia was involved, I think. I don't know. I like to smoke cigarettes. Anybody else smoke cigarettes still? Sometimes? No? You shouldn't. But you shouldn't do a lot of things. So fuck it. I like to smoke sometimes. The 7-Eleven by me stopped selling cigarettes, and not like just to me. They're not like, oh, Connor's coming in, don't sell him anything. It's like a real thing. The 7-Eleven by me is like undergoing a health thing. They won't sell you cigarettes. They'll still sell you Philly cheesesteak taquitos. So you can still get cancer at 7-Eleven. You just don't get to look cool while you do it anymore. Nobody looks cool smoking a Philly cheesesteak taquito like a blunt. Nobody looks cool doing that. I wish I had smoked weed more. I want to get fired from my job. I actively try to lose my job most days. Are we able to do that? Really hate it. So I have an office job. I have a split screen set up. So on one screen, I just Google "Am I an alcoholic?" quizzes all day and just take them. Then on the second screen, I Google, "Hey, can I collect unemployment in New York and New Jersey at the same time?" And it's a no to one, and I'm in meetings now. That's how that went. And I used to work for a tech company. Anybody else get sucked into like a pyramid scheme? Anybody else? Yeah. It's a tech company. When I interviewed for this job, the CEO walked in. I was in a suit, and he walks in with my resume, holds it up. He rips my resume in half before introducing himself. Then he goes, "Hey, hypothetically, I'm going to punch you in the face right now." Hypothetically, I'm going to punch you in the mouth. Now, hypothetically, what will you do about it? I said, "No hypothetical here. I'm calling your human resources department." And then he goes, "We don't have one of those yet. Human resources, that's pretty good. Let me write that down." And, that's how I got hired to be the director of human resources for that company. No, we can't scale up punching the employees in the face. It's not going to work. I once interviewed in college for a small company at the time. It's a small chain. You may have heard of them. At the time, they were very small. I also was in a suit for this interview. I went in to interview, and it was like an old hippie with dreadlocks in the room, and he goes, "Hey, if you could be any vegetable, what vegetable would you be and why?" I said, "This company's going nowhere," and walked out of the interview. That company is now Sweet Green, a $1 billion salad chain. Could have got in on the ground floor instead at NJ Weedman's. Only one of those. Oh man, a lot of hair loss talk. I'm on the way, guys. I'm on the way. I'm terrified of going bald. It freaks me out a little bit. Not that I'm afraid to be bald. It's more like I don't like the fact that you don't get to pick your last haircut. You know, like one day you get haircuts and one day you just don't anymore. That's like the universe decides for you. One day they're like, hey, that thing you used to do every year for months on end, not anymore. You're done. It's over. So it scares me because I think I might have had my last haircut kind of recently. I went in to get a haircut at a barbershop and I sat down. A guy walks up and didn't ask me who I was, didn't ask me what my name was. Just started fake cutting the air around my hair with a pair of scissors. He pulls out a pair of scissors and just starts fake cutting the atmosphere around my hair. None of the actual hair, and he made a noise with his mouth. He just went, a snip, 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 snip. He did that for 45 minutes around my head. I didn't say anything because it was my first time at a Dominican barbershop. So I was like, hey, maybe this is like a warm-up ritual or something, and it was. It was. Another guy came over and actually cut my hair. He did a pretty good job, too. It was a pretty good haircut. But afterwards, I was like, hey, man, how come that weird thing happened in the beginning? He's like, what weird thing? It's like, no, hold on, that wasn't a haircut mirage. That happened. And he goes, oh, okay, hey, so we've owned the shop now for 30 years. Me and my 4 brothers. We have 5 stools. 5 brothers own the shop. 4 of us know how to cut hair. 1 of our brothers never learned. In 30 years, he never learned to do the business that he owns. Just never learned to cut it. So they said when a white guy sits in the 5th stool and we're really busy, we have our one brother who doesn't know how to cut hair, just go mess around with a white guy for a little while until one of us is ready. I was like, you've been doing that for 30 years. He goes, yeah, 30 years, never had a complaint until now. It's the first time. He explained it to me. He goes, look, we've never had a white dude turn to a Dominican man with scissors and go, hey, stop that, cut that out. Just doesn't happen. He was right. The guy could have fake cut my hair for like 3 hours. I still would have tipped 30%. It's a good haircut. I'm on Hims. Anybody else on Hims? Do you know what it is? Hims? Hims is it's an app for hair loss, among other things. They advertise in the subway. They advertise something that Hims will go, hey, it's like a little subway billboard, and they go, hey, are you balding? God, that must be embarrassing. God, that sounds pathetic. You must be so embarrassed. You're never going to go see a doctor, you bald little baby. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what it sounds like. They're like, hey, it's so embarrassing to see a doctor. Download this app instead for your hair loss. So I did it. I downloaded the app, and they're like, hey, we need your credit card information, and also send us a picture. I'm like, all right, a selfie. I sent a selfie. They said, no, motherfucker, your hairline. Send us a stranger on the internet pictures of your hair. That's less embarrassing than a doctor visit? I don't think. So I do it, and then they call me and they go, hey, you needed this product like 3 years ago. It's probably too late for you. You're too far gone. It's not going to work. But we got your credit card. Here's $500 of the stuff. Why don't you try it out? So they charge me $500, and they go, also, just so you know, 4% of men on this drug will experience erectile dysfunction. What they mean by that is 100% of men they've told that to now have erectile dysfunction. As soon as you hear it, you're like, I think I got that too, huh? They go, you're in luck. We also sell another pill for erectile dysfunction. What pictures am I sending in for that pill? It's like me on the side of the bed while my girlfriend reads a book. I don't know, guys. I've been living with my girlfriend now for a while. It's been a long time. 7 years. We've been together for 7 years. It's pretty good. Yeah. She wants to get married. I'm not so sure because she's Italian. And we have enough of them around here, I think. Oh, I'm a little over the Italian Americans in these. Why there's so? I don't understand why there's so many. There weren't like wheels of Parmesan cheese like taking out Italian villages in the 1800s. I don't understand. I say this on stage sometimes, and people think I must hate Italian Americans. I don't care if you think that because I do. I'm over them. Every Thanksgiving, a small room of 30 Italian Americans. It's all style, no substance. It is so loud with my girlfriend's family. She wants to get married, though. Now, I don't know. I'm not so sure about a ring, but a common law marriage, maybe. We're coming up on that. She's like, why don't we get a ring? I'm like, I think a judge and a jury sounds even more official. Don't you? You love that Law & Order SVU show. I think we can piggyback on that.
All right. I used to wear a suit to work every day when I worked in Manhattan. It was fun. I wore a suit to work every day. One time a homeless man came up to me and shouted at me, "Hey, you fucking taxidermist!" That's what he yelled at me. I don't think he was looking for a taxidermist. I think he was looking for a tax attorney or something. Taxidermists don't wear suits, I don't think, but he did have a trash bag full of dead pigeons over his shoulder. So maybe he was looking for a tax. I worked in a 5-star hotel. That's why I wore a suit every day. 5-star hotels are fun to meet celebrities and have them treat you pretty poorly for the most part. Meet your heroes and just have them not become your heroes anymore. I know you guys know Sean Penn. Are you familiar with the actor? Yeah, Sean Penn. One of my favorite actors. I met him when I was 23 years old, working at a 5-star hotel in downtown Manhattan. I'm like very nervous to meet him. Milk had just come out. It's one of my favorite movies, and I meet him. He asked me to hold onto his jacket and hang it up while he checks in. So I'm holding his leather jacket, and a small revolver falls out of his pocket onto the hotel lobby floor. We're like, Mr. Penn, what the fuck? It's the oldest gun I've ever seen in my life. And he goes, guys, I'm preparing for a role. I need the gun to get into character for the role. That's what I need. I said, okay, here's the gun back. It's Sean Penn. You're going to give him the gun. So we looked up what movies Sean Penn had coming out that year. He was preparing for a role as a violent, angry man named Terrence in the 2016 blockbuster Angry Birds. That's an animated film. Sean Penn's so method he got a gun for VO work. Later he's chain smoking cigarettes in the hotel lobby, and I'm like, Angry Birds, really? And that's the day I decided to get into comedy, you know? I can just go around pretending to be a method actor and commit misdemeanor crimes across the country? Sign me up. Met LeBron James once. I think he might be playing right now in the playoffs. He called me the N-word. It was pretty cool. He walked into our lobby and he goes, hey, what y'all N-words serving me for breakfast today? And I was like, oh shit, he means me. Oh, hell yeah. I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And then he kind of nudged past me, walked directly into our kitchen, ordered a ham and cheese omelet directly from our chef. Then he ate it out of the pan in front of all of us. Again, the coolest moment of our lives. We asked him if he would sign the pan for us. He said, get the fuck out of here, and left. Third coolest moment of our life. It was all in one day. It was a real highlight to meet Mr. James. I used to live in Brooklyn when I first moved. I moved to Brooklyn with 3 black guys that I graduated college with. We lived together in college. We got an apartment in Bushwick. That was 6 years ago. I found out last week they've been calling me Trader Joe behind my back. For 6 years, they accidentally added me to the group text, and I was like, oh shit, I'm in the black group text. Accidental ad. They were spelling it Traitor. Like I was trading in secrets, not produce. That's how they were spelling it. It's fun. I liked living in New York for a bit. It's hard to live in New York without money. You know that? It's hard. My family, I didn't grow up religious, but my dad's actually a born-again dad. He went out and got a hot new family when I was a kid. Pulled one of those, and now he's super rich, but I don't get any of the money. So here's what I do. I call him every day to talk politics, and then I secretly record our phone calls. I'm trying to blackmail my father here. And so the other day I'm talking to him, and he goes, hey, Connor, you know why Joe Biden won the black vote, right? I was like, he's going to say it. Click, I think I got him. He goes, Joe Biden won the black vote because of his early 2000s music and his popular hip-hop podcasts. My dad thinks Joe Biden is Joe Budden. My dad's like, he's got 2 great campaign songs, Pump It Up or Number One. I asked my dad, my dad said he voted for 50 Cent, he's fiscally conservative, get rich, or die trying. That's a long way to go for 2 jokes about 2 albums from 2003, but we did it. We did it. All right. I never know how well that joke's gonna go over, because even if you know hip hop, you probably don't know those specific songs. Got a couple more jokes here for you, then we'll get out of here, right? That sounds good. Yeah, I didn't gain weight during the pandemic, but did you know that your body can just get worse? Did you know that can happen? You don't have to gain weight for your body to just cottage cheese itself a bit? What the fuck is that? I thought if I just stayed at 180, I'd be the same the whole time. Not the case. I was 180 throughout the pandemic, and I just got. It's like Subway sandwiches. You know the Subway sandwiches, the chain. You know, like they put the cheese on a sandwich and then they put it through that toaster machine. Like the cheese at first, it's like hard white and like clean looking, and then it just goes through the machine and it comes out like gooey, splotchy, and inedible. That's what happened to my body during the pandemic. That's what it's hard. But yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll start smoking weed again. That might help. It's good to be out. My boss the other day offered to give me a raise, but I also have to do more work. So I turned it down. Anybody else? I was like, I'm good. Just pay me what you pay me. I'll be good. When I lived in Brooklyn, there's a thing called K2. It's fake weed. Do you know what K2 is? Have you heard of Spice? At the time when I lived in Brooklyn, it was all over the place. Just like a lot of people were smoking it, struggling. A homeless woman once went up to me and she goes, "Hey, mister, give me $1 million. Great negotiating tactics. Start at $1 million. You're going to get something out of me." But I said, "Look, lady, I'm not a fucking taxidermist, all right? I didn't get that sweet green money when I needed it. I don't have that kind of cash." All right, let me leave you with one last joke. Something new I was doing. I like music festivals. There's some music festivals coming back. There's a band called Limp Bizkit. Are you familiar with Limp Bizkit? Love Limp Bizkit. I love Woodstock 1999. Woodstock 1999 is a music festival, much maligned. But in Woodstock 1999, there were 2 deaths in several violent crimes. But they had 500,000 people in a small enclosed space listening to Limp Bizkit, Puddle of Mud, DMX, Korn, Metallica. I mean, there should have been hundreds of murders based on that lineup alone. And we only got away with 2? That's a success in my book. If I were Limp Bizkit, what I would have done is got in good with like some Nabisco products, called myself Limp Triscuit. You know, done a little bit of like, it's all about this Ritz Bits, Cheez-Its bullshit, some lyric like that would have been. Alright, I used to close every set with a joke about how I think Lizzo might be an anti-Semite. Are you familiar with Lizzo? She has a song called Blame It on the Jews. I think it's juice, but it sounds like Jews sometimes. So I think she might be mixed messaging in that song. I used to close with a joke about that, but the other day I was grocery shopping in Jersey City, and a car pulled up next to me. The guy rolled his window down and goes, "Hey, that's the Lizzo, blame it on the Jews guy. Yeah, that's you, right? That's your joke. Blame it on the Jews." I'm like, "Yeah, that's my joke, buddy." And then he drove away, and I was like, "That's cool that somebody remembered my joke." Everybody else in Jersey City is like, "Get him out of here." That's him. All right, hey, that's been my time. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you, guys. I'm Connor Dixon. Have a good night. Thanks, buddy.
Give it up for Connor Dixon, everybody! Give it up for all your comics this evening. Jay Silverburg, Katie Finn, AJ Sherman, and I'm your host, Jordan Freed. You can find me at JFreeze, JFREEEZE. This has been Late Night Hump here at New Jersey Weedman's Joint. They're open every day if you smoke pot. I'm sure you're watching at home if you smoke pot. Yeah, I'm just going to end it right there. I think we're probably at time. Where we at? I don't even know where we're at. This was really fun, guys. Come out. We're here every first, second, and third hump day of the month. So that means we are done for this month. We are back in June 2nd. We have a great lineup. Monique Latisse and Andrew Steiner. They were both very funny. And we also have a lot of special guests, as always. So, have a good night. Smoke some more pot so that you can fall asleep. I'm not going to talk you guys to sleep today. I'm just going to, get these guys some weed and go home. Peace.